Yo, so guys, this is Exodia. This is so basically this is the deck I feel that every beginner to Yu-Gi-Oh should play. And when I say beginner, I mean people who just absolutely have no clue, like they don't, or just like old school players, because like when I was trying to get my friends back into Yu-Gi-Oh, the one thing every single one of them had was they didn't want to learn combos. They wanted to go into it, they wanted to, like, you know, old school normal summon, set one pass, whatever. And I feel like this is like the beginner deck for people. It's just very, 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 very insanely simple. It's also very effective. You know, you can just outright win the game based on going first and drawing into like Necro Valley. It's fun as well, and it can teach you like little basics of Yu-Gi-Oh through like link summoning, fusion summoning, because the link summoning aspect is what summon 2 Millennium monsters, bring out the Silhouette Rabbit. But this is what I like highly, like if you've got friends that's trying to get into Yu-Gi-Oh, or if you yourself just like don't know Yu-Gi-Oh, like literally, don't hate me, and I know I'm saying this quite a bit, but literally, like honestly, the three decks I would recommend would be this, Exodia, I would recommend True Draco, and it's 1 UR, and I would recommend Stun. Don't hate me. Don't hate me, okay? But because I feel like when people recommend, like if you see like a Yu-Gi-Oh video and it's like, yo, best decks for newcomers, whatever, it will, you know, it will be decks that require some sort of combo or knowledge to get on with it, you know? And I feel a lot of people that, probably more returning people to Yu-Gi-Oh, or old school people like me, like from my generation, they're more just like, nah, like what is this combo? Like I feel like that's where Yu-Gi-Oh is failing right now. I feel like that's where Konami needs to fix up in terms of promoting Yu-Gi-Oh. I feel they need more decks like this, and I know no one likes to face stun, but it is what it is. But more decks like this, and an anime, like what? And I'm not talking about these Chronicle stuff, they're cool, but like an anime on TV, new friggin' Playmaker, Yugi, Kaiba, whatever, you know what I mean? Let me quickly run you through the deck. Maxi, you know, Maxi. Ash Blossom, you know, staples. So, Millennium Shield, free because it's basically a starter. Shifter is literally another card that will just outright win you the game, you know. I hate that Golem got hit because of friggin' Snake Eyes, but it's so annoying. Mixed bag on this, but like I don't want the Millennium cast to lock you into Millennium because of Fiendsmith Resonator. I love that deck, but I just hate that this deck got hit because of friggin' Snake Eye. Because like, look, no one's complaining about Exodia, you know? This card. So this card, its little effect that no one seems to care about when you face them, like know about when you face them, is the ability to send a level 8 to the graveyard while it's in your graveyard. Like Necro Valley and whatnot, I think shut it off. Because its Soul Drain definitely shuts it off, but it's a nice little effect that your opponent 9 times out of 10 does not know exists. They literally think this just searches, so that's a little sneaky one you can use on them. Obviously, yeah, you need Necro Valley. This straight just shuts up. This Necro Valley and Soul Drain will straight win you games. Like, it's ridiculous. These two game-winning games just by drawing them without even going into your Exodia. Super Poly is amazing right now. I've put it into my pure Tenpai deck, which I am using a little bit for the climb. I've just ranked up to Diamond 3, I think, with Tempai? Imperm, you know, your basics. Exod. Okay, and then your stun type cards. These just win you games straight up and support your Exodia. Angel Statue, which you're using off of the Silhouette Rabbit. You know, super poly targets. Exodia. Something to go into with your tuners. This card can straight win you games as well, just based on your opponent not being able to activate cards from their graveyard. Or special players can special summon monsters from their graveyard. And yeah, just your generic links to go into. Enjoy this video. I love this deck. I'm gonna link you in the comments. Joey plays Yu-Gi-Oh! He is, if you're looking to play Exodia, like, this is the man to follow. He is like a G of the Exodia game and the stun game, and his channel is amazing for talking you through. He literally like will talk you through his games and tell you what he's thinking, and that's how you will become good at this. But you don't. This can just outright win you stuff without, you know, needing to know more step-by-step stuff. But then, like, when you want to become more consistently good, like, knowing the stuff that you can learn from his channel is where you'll get it. Win. And that's my dog telling me to show you the replays, so enjoy him.